All right, well, it's one of those days, a little bit overcast, kind of cool, a little bit different than the weather we've had, so it's a good time to fire up the bluing tank. So what I'm going to do is I've just got a couple of things that realistically need to go through the bluing tanks that are actual projects. One of them is this muzzle brake, which this is not one of my brakes. This is one that I'm just dropping in and bluing for a individual, and same way with the little threaded muzzle protector. There again, these are not my parts. These are just ones that I'm going to throw in the bluing tanks for him. So I need to get those done. So while I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and a lot of these tool holders and parts that I've made, well, we're going to go ahead and get them blued up. So I'm just going to fast forward through this. I'll show a breakdown of them. We'll throw them. I think I can get everything in a couple little bluing baskets, which I'll show those, and we'll get the tanks fired up and see if we can't make these look a little more presentable. So some of this stuff we don't have to do anything with. I'm going to just kind of wipe things down and throw them. They'll get cleaned off in the cleaning tanks, and any residue that's left on them, just make sure I don't have any major rust or anything on them. So this is a spindle nose protector. We're just going to throw it in the basket. And part of these, like these die holders, you can't put any aluminum in your bluing tanks because it'll eat them up, and we'd want to break these down anyway. The bodies of these are all stainless steel, so I don't need to worry about doing anything with the upper ends. It's just going to be the shanks themselves that need to be blued. So we'll break those down and throw everything into the bluing tanks, try and keep them organized so they all go back together on the same parts that they came apart from. Which tool holders, I'll just lay them out and break them down. I don't have any other projects that are going to have to be on the bench here at this point in time, so we can leave things lay in order and then just reassemble them in the same order to get the same screws and everything back on the proper parts. Here's all of our parts out of the bluing tank and through the oil bath. Here's our spindle nose protector. These have still got a coat of oil on them. These were just finished this afternoon, but that's the way they look. These are our tapping tools. They all came out very nice. I'm very happy with all of it. These are our bases. I'll go ahead, and then over here we've got the rest of our pieces. These were our tool holders. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put them together off camera. I won't bore you with that. But then I'll show you some pictures when they're all done again. So anyway, I did have one little addition. I've got a whole bunch of safety lockouts. These are for Model 12 Winchesters. They're a lockout for the safety, so your safety is locked in the off position. The only application for these is on the trap line when you're shooting trap. Why some guys will find it's easier to lock out their safety rather than take the chance of forgetting that they've engaged the safety on the gun. So these just slide over the safety handle and they're locked in place with a set screw. And I had a batch of these that I did. Actually, that's what I turned out on the turret lathe. That's what the short pieces were. Then they went and I finished the machining on them. And now that the first few of them blued up, so I can get them on the, I'll be throwing them up on the website as well. But I found that I've got quite a few little projects for the trap guns that have come up to entertain my time here a little bit. Over the last few months I've had, since I've officially closed the shop and started shooting trap again myself, I've had quite a few guys ask me about things like these safety lockouts and a recoil system that I build, and I've been doing I just finished up a release trigger in a trap gun. These are all special items specifically for trap shooting. You know, they're not applicable to be using on hunting guns or field guns, that type of thing. So anyway, I'll get these put back together, and I'll at least show you some still shots at the end of all this. Also, if you guys, I've done a little bit where I've shown a little bit of bluing. If there's enough interest, I'll do a dedicated video on bluing and kind of cover my setup a little bit. I'm not going to get too awful in depth, but I can walk you through the process and give you a little insight there. And as always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. If you haven't already done it, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. If you hit the bell notification, you'll know when I put out a new video. And any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comment section for me below.